and welcome to Stretching the Word. I'm your host, Sister Valerie, and not today, devil, just not this year. Well, thank God for another day, and since I'm live, I'm well, I have a sound mind, and I have time. So since I have time, God has gracefully given me time, what am I going to do with my time? Let me see, because God's not going to force me to do anything with my time. So what am I going to do with my time? Well, let's see. I have some natural things to do. You know how it is. You get up, you go to work, or if you don't go to work, you clean the house. You know, you might run a few errands or whatever. But I have time, and it's my time. I can do whatever I want to do. You know, it's my hours, it's my minutes, it's my seconds. I can do whatever I want to do since it's my time. But then, what shall I render unto God for all that He's given me? Because He gave me the time. So it's my time. I think maybe it's my time to pray. It's my time to pray. What the Bible says, it says men ought to always pray and not to faint. So let me see. Since I have time and it's my time and I can do whatever I want to do with my time, how about I pray? So now, prayer. Let's see. It's just, simply talking to God. We don't have to, pull out the dictionary and the sources, the encyclopedia, and we don't have to pull out all of those things to pray. We can have a simple conversation with Jesus. And when you have a conversation, you talk and He listens. And then, the kicker, He talks. But do we listen? Well, now, we should listen because He has some instructions to tell us. But while we are praying, and then you don't have to worry about, I have time, but I don't have time to get on my knees. Okay, that's good, because who says the only way you can pray is to get on your knees? See, don't be fooled by the enemy. And, some people will tell you that is the only way to pray. But then, we have a relationship with God. We're not caught up in religion. We don't have to be on our knees at a certain time of day facing a certain direction. That's religion. That's not a relationship with God. So don't get caught up in that. So, okay, you have time, but you don't have time to get on your knees. That's all well, fine, and good with God. Because we can pray standing up, we can pray laying down. You can just pray, regardless of what position your physical body is in. You can pray. You can use your time to pray, regardless of what, where you at. You don't have to even open your mouth to pray. Wow, ain't that something? So we can always pray, because we don't have to talk. We don't have to be in a certain position, but we can use our time wisely to pray. Since it is our time and we have control over it, we can use our time to pray. So now that we're praying, what are we going to pray for? You said, well, we know the usual. I'm going to pray for my family. I'm going to pray for my country. I'm going to pray. Because the Bible also gives us a few directions as to how to pray. Say, pray for those in authority. Pray for those in authority. That's one thing that He told us to pray for. He don't mind you praying for your family, your friends, your neighbors, even your enemies. But, pray for those in authority. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, He says. Pray. And then after we get through praying, then he's going to tell us some things if we listen. If we listen, and we don't have to be repetitive. We don't have to be repetitive like the Sadducees and the Pharisees. We don't have to make it long and drawn out. When you talk to your friends, sometimes you don't hold no hour conversation all the time. Sometimes you may, but you don't hold, sometimes you just call, have that 1 minute, 2 minute conversation. It's not all the time how long, but it's the what you say during your time. It's what you say during your time in your conversation. Even our phones, sometimes it'll say, wow, that was a short conversation. Would you like to call back? But it's what you say when you're using your time in prayer. Not how long you're there necessarily, but what are you saying? Because if you just down there, going all around the world and just to say, oh yeah, well, I prayed for an hour. But what did you say in that hour? I can say an important prayer in 2 minutes. If you just down there, on the clock. Well, I gotta pray for an hour today. And you just down there. Okay, here we go. Lord, help me round the mulberry bush. Lord, can you help me round the mulberry bush? Lord, please help me go round the mulberry bush. You haven't said anything worth saying. So don't get caught up in how long I got to pray, or how long I'm praying. But think about what I'm really saying while I'm praying, because it's your time. You want it to be used constructive. You don't want to just do anything and waste your time. So since it is your time and since it's my time, let's use our time to pray.